What's up, guys? Jeff Cavaliere, AthleanX.com. Today we're going to take a test together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a photo of an individual, and I want you to tell me what you think they need to focus on, okay? This is him right here. Now, I'm going to give you some stats. He's 5 foot 8 inches tall, and he weighs 182 pounds. Now, some of you are probably jumping up. I think he should lose weight. He definitely should lose weight. Look at those bitch tits, Jeff. You talked about them before. And the waist, look at the size of that waist, the belly. He shouldn't lose a single pound. Not a single pound, in my opinion. Because I'm going to show you his after photo. This is it right here. And I'm going to give you some stats. He's 5 foot 8 inches tall. Didn't get any taller. I don't know that program yet. And he still weighs 182 pounds. But as you can see, he looks dramatically different. He didn't have to lose weight. What he did was he lost a lot of body fat, and he added lean muscle, which brings us to the whole concept of bulking and cutting. And whether or not this can even be obtained simultaneously, because a lot of people think it's impossible. If you watch this channel for any period of time, you know it very much is possible. As a matter of fact, I've been able to do that myself here on this channel. I've leaned up considerably. I've added lean muscle mass, not at an alarmingly fast rate, but this channel is not about alarmingly fast anything. It's just about results and longevity, being able to maintain that. And one thing you know I do here on this channel, two things. Number one, I don't bullshit you. Number two, I stand up here 365 days a year. 365 days a year with the ability to take my shirt off and do a video on command. I don't have to worry about, oh, let's make sure, we'll just wait until June when I'm actually in shape because I've allowed myself to get out of shape like a lot of other people do throughout the year. And we kind of have these periods where they're in shirts, they're out of shirts. I just happen to have this on so my microphone could be more easy to be used here for this video. But you know I could stand up here with my shirt off at any point in time. I'm 41 years old on top of it. So this is an age when it should be getting more difficult for me to do this, and I've actually gotten myself into the best shape of my life currently. So you know that I'm a believer in the ability to do both at the same time. We just have to understand why it's not necessarily the best solution to go the other way. Number one, I've talked about many, many times, a lot of people go on their bulk and cuts and never come out of the bulk. They start there, they like that phase, they don't necessarily like the cut, and they can't get out of it. So for every one successful person there is that comes out of it, there's 10 guys that never got out of the bulk. They're perpetually bulked. Okay? So that's one of the reasons why I don't like it. But secondly, again, longevity. So let's go back to this guy. This guy did this in 90 days. He did this in 90 days. Now you have to have two things in order to be able to do this at the same time. You need to be able to be hypocaloric if you're going to lose body fat. And to be hypocaloric, you need to be taking in less calories than you are burning and or consuming in a given day. Now, we can do that. It doesn't mean you have to go on a crash diet. It doesn't mean you have to go on all these kind of crazy deprivation diets. Matter of fact, with AthleanX, our whole style of eating is based off of feeding you and actually making you enjoy what you eat. Because the next step of that equation is, yes, you could be hypocaloric for a period of time, but why it doesn't work a lot of times for people over the long term is they can't stick with whatever method they're using to be hypocaloric. If you actually enjoy the things that you're eating, you can stay hypocaloric for a longer period of time, for a very long period of time, because you actually enjoy the foods that you're eating. So you need to be there. Then as far as bulking, being able to add muscle, again, I did this in reverse order, but what you need to do is you need to be in a state of positive nitrogen balance. You need to be in a state of positive protein synthesis. You need to be able to have protein synthesis occurring, and the only way you'll be able to do that is if you're in a net state of positive nitrogen balance. But you can do that. You can do that by shifting your focus to making sure that you're increasing your protein intake while you are decreasing your calories. Now, a note on how much that is, guys, there's so many numbers. Every week a new number comes out. 0.75 grams is the best. 2 grams per pound of body weight, 1.25 grams per pound of body weight. That number is going to change for everybody, and depending upon the new research that you read, it will change in the varying overall level. But what's most impactful for you is whatever your baseline level is now. If you're going to go into a state of dropping your calories below your maintenance level, then you want to make sure you're making a shift in the amount of protein that you're taking in. And not just protein, guys, because you can have an effect on your protein synthesis by also slowing down the degradation of your protein, the breakdown of protein, which for me has always been about prioritizing recovery. And that could be through sleep, that could be through hydration, that could be through supplementation, that could be through, there's a lot of ways that you can prioritize that could be minimizing stress, lots of ways to prioritize your recovery. But you have to have an eye towards that. but the combination of which is going to allow you to do both at the same time and do it painlessly and to do it for the long term. Now, again, let's talk about those rates of being able to do this. If you're a new lifter, yeah, you're going to be able to do this faster than anybody because you never had any real stimulus to your muscle in the first place, and that's expected. But if you're somebody who's a seasoned lifter, some people argue you can't do any of this at all. Those are the unintelligent people that say that. The other people that will compromise and kind of give you a little bit on it, they'll say you can't do it in any appreciable amount, maybe 2 to 3 pounds a year or so. But let me give you the comforting reason why that's so encouraging, why it should be so encouraging to you. Okay, 3 pounds of muscle mass gain in a year, okay? At the same time, dropping your body fat levels. What you're going to look like is significantly different. Because this gentleman, like I said right here, this overall net body weight stays the same. He had an appreciable amount of fat loss and appreciable gain of muscle mass. And here's where it kind of, again, becomes encouraging for you. It doesn't have to be an overall, like, oh, I weighed 175 pounds, now I weigh 185, I'm jacked. No, it doesn't have to be that. The impact visually that getting this right will have on your body is significant. This is your game plan, guys. I'm telling you, it's based on longevity and the ability to replicate this. Because those that talk about all the other methods, the shortcuts and all that other stuff, that's not repeatable. And it's not sustainable. And we've never been about that here. If you're looking for a sustainable, repeatable program that doesn't put you in a state of calorie deprivation where you want to go bite someone's head off that you live with because you're that hungry, then head to AthleanX.com right now and get our AthleanX training program. It's reasonable, it's sustainable, it's practical, and above all else, it's no bullshit, guys. If you're looking for more videos on what you want me to talk about and cover, make sure you leave your topics in the comments below, and I'll do my best to do that for you in the days and weeks ahead. All right, guys, see you.